Hi Chad, it's stream time. It's stream time. We're starting the stream. It's time to go. It's stream time. Um, I just want to make sure everyone was wide awake today. Um, uh, well, that's the stream. Hope everyone enjoyed. That was my whole plan for today, is just to play a loud bell sound and call it good. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later. Also, I've noticed that like there's like less definition of the pixels on my face right now. Um, it's because I forgot to actually like shave my face, so you can't tell, but it's messing with the shadows. It just looks like this is in shadow. I look so sleazy. I need to actually look like a decent human being for once. But okay, yeah, we're doing roguelike game today. Give me cheese, give me meth, give me red coral gorge, or give me death. We might be able to do the last part. First time catching a roguelike stream? Well, I'm glad to have you here. So, I actually was just looking at the poll on YouTube, which is not what it looked like earlier. Boneyard was winning in a very big margin. I'll just pull this up. As you can see, currently Boneyard is losing to Coral Sanctum. Coral Sanctum is only a little bit in the lead, so we'll see if it holds, because that's not what we're doing today. At least I don't think so. I get off topic, so there's a chance. Though if we do anything tonight, it will be Coral Sanctum. But yeah, I mean, that poll's looking. I really thought Forsaken Boneyard was gonna win by a long way. But it's nice to see that people love Coral Sanctum. Is this Bedrock? Yes, it is. Also, hello, and for no. I'm trying to decide, do you want to go by N? N for not full name? That one's one I'm not sure how to shorten properly. Let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta move this out of my inventory. So last stream we designed this big old boy. The big old boy. This is command only, right? No. No, we're using some behavior packs and stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to keep it mostly command where I can. But I can't do everything. So that thing has a lot of health. It's not really that dangerous on its own. It'll be with the swarm in here. But that, we're not doing that today. That's already worked out for the most part. What I do need is 2 more bosses, a bunch of optimization stuff. I don't know if we'll do the optimization stuff on stream. I actually had an idea. Okay. So, I think I know something that's lagging the game. So there's a lot of various like command blocks that are perpetually running like these. These ones I need every tick because they need to be invisible. Some of them are running every single tick and don't need to be. For example, like this one. That one tests if you go into range. We could make it so it only tests maybe like 4 times a second or something, which is still really fast. But not 20 times a second, because 20 times a second is a lot. So doing that across every single one of those command blocks, and a few like this that are like just always active. Any of the always active ones, we might be able to reduce how often they're firing, which would be really nice. Yeah, I'll have to go through and actually like take a good account of what we can reduce. Additionally, I have a possible idea of what's causing the lag, and I have no idea if it's accurate or even possible. this, I'm wondering if maybe it's not getting the generator because it's outside of render distance. Because this issue really didn't happen until Infernal Workshop. So I'm thinking because of Infernal Workshop, it is escaping the range at which we can render it right now. And then it's not dying when this happens. I don't really know how to fix that yet, but it's another theory. And I'll have to do a little research to figure that out if that's even possible. We're using jigsaw blocks for this. Unfortunately, jigsaw blocks don't exist in Bedrock. I am using a armor stand that has commands executed on it to run everything. What else do we need to do today? Specifically today, I'd love to get the other two mini bosses done. They don't have to be crazy. They're mini bosses. We may be modifying some of the other ones a bit. But honestly, I've been kind of struggling with mini boss ideas for this zone. Because I think one, I might just make more of the crystallid bugs, but a different variety. And then the other one, I have a few ideas. I'm not sure which ones I want to use for this, which has kind of been why I haven't been making as many streams recently on this. It's because I'm kind of figuring it out. Unfortunately, when it's just me developing something like this, I think of ideas at a finite rate. Sometimes the inspiration just doesn't come to me on something. And that's kind of what's happening right now. And that is perfectly fine. That's how it works sometimes. It's part of the process. And I just need to figure out what this one's gonna be. I usually take inspiration from this screen because these are all the ones that exist in the game, and I can take their base code and modify it to create whatever I need. It's a good start. I'm currently thinking maybe something with the breeze. The breeze's code, something that jumps around and fires projectiles, because I think that could be fun. How do you rotate the structures and all? Do structure blocks have those? Structure blocks and clone command, I believe you can rotate structures. I just don't. It's a completely linear dungeon. So it hasn't really been necessary. As remembered, place structure is a command. Unfortunately, I don't think place structure is on Bedrock Edition. Wait, have they added stuff? Okay, they've added jigsaw blocks since I last checked, genuinely. I have not played with these at all. Genuinely, I don't know when they added this. I thought this was Java exclusive. Interesting. I'd have no clue how to use this. I might have to learn. So wait, so the place structure command works too? Wait, 1 second. Sorry, I didn't know when they added place structure. I've not seen that on a changelog, and I've been waiting for that to be a thing. When in the world did they add this? When did they add place command to my crypt? I'm looking it up now. Let me find the history. There's not even a history on it on the Minecraft wiki. Wow, they really just slipped that in there. Let's see. I feel like sticking to R seems a good idea because you can execute multiple different commands in a string. Yeah, I might need to just look into it and see how it works because if it's way more optimized, it might be worth trying to like properly do it. You know they work, right? Nope, never used them before in my life. I'm gonna look how place command works. Oh, I didn't turn on commands in this world. Oops. let's just take a look at how this works. Place feature. Oh, okay, that's features. So what's structure? Only has trail ruins and trial chamber. What's jigsaw? Oh, that's custom one. But what are all my options? One second, let me just diamond ore feature. Could not be placed this location. Great. Build pieces and put jigsaw blocks for connections. That would actually be hype if I could make branching paths. So that might allow some things I couldn't do before. Interesting. Yeah, I'll look into how those work at some point. I don't think that's something to learn on camera, unfortunately. It is a shame I can only do these two. I make a trial chamber right here. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, it's surprisingly not that laggy to use this. Too. I don't think jigsaw blocks are a good idea because how would you randomize the... Oh, good point. Yeah, I wouldn't... I don't know how the randomization system works. I think jigsaws can do randomization, though. Because don't they just work like this? Yeah, it looks like it spawns the same one depending on, like, where you are in the world. So I just have to move around if I want to do shenanigans. Wow, Minecraft's generation is so broken. Why would they make it spawn like this? Why would they do this? You need a data pack to define the pools. I might have to do that. Yeah, I'll look into it because honestly, it might be easier than what I'm doing right now and be able to run a lot nicer on lower end devices. Because I mean, this all generated so fast with really not that much lag. I mean, there's like no lag to that. That's like that's very optimized. Try explaining 1000 TNT. Okay. Don't know why, but yeah, we can. Wait. Sorry, I need exactly 1000. Okay. This isn't that much. Here you go. Since we're about to leave this world anyway. Cool. I love that feature. Anyway. Wow, that was fast. Oh yeah, I mean, 1000's not that, I mean, this is as big as 1000 is. Like, okay, 1000's not that big, to be fair. That's easy to run. I've made my computer do worse. One sec. Allow me to demonstrate. Oh, sorry, I can't make it that big. I forgot there's limits to the crap I can do. Hello? Oh, I forgot I was in spectator mode. Silly me. Okay, that should do it. Oh, hi, Boomsy, and in the YouTube notification. Yeah, this should do it. That should slow my computer down a little. There we go. That's something. Yeah, that's what we love to see. Anyway, 18,500 blocks. Yeah, I think those are two 21 by 21 cubes. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. I just kind of did that. Anyway, why don't we go and game crashes? No, this isn't enough to crash it. It is enough to slow down my computer though. Please, just let me open the menu game. Okay, so there's a good representation of the quality of my computer between two different tests. That's definitely the reason why we did that. Let me just get away from that whole situation. So my frame rate speeds up a bit and we can actually get out of this world. Surprisingly optimized compared to Java, the game would be running at 0.3 FPS by now. Yeah, honestly, Bedrock gets a lot of crap for being laggy, but it's really not compared to Java. Though I do hate when you get stuck in this little like loading screen thing when you try to open a menu when it's lagging. Let's go over here. Oh, lid my at. Nice to see you again. Java's much more light than Bedrock. Yeah, I've been playing on Java recently for that one server. It's rough sometimes. I've been cooking up something off camera that'll be ready on camera soon. You can blame about bugs that happen to the internet, which I think is stupid. Yeah. Also, if you're running it on a phone, yeah, it's gonna run worse than a computer. It's not even a version issue. It's just mainly the hardware issue, hardware limitations. All right. So I'm gonna be honest. I only have one idea for a mini boss. Well, actually, I technically have a couple, so I could put them out there. Option one. You know what? We'll get out the signs for this. There, because you can't follow along unless I put these down. Option one, some kind of golem creature. Option two, some kind of like crystal or mushroom infested miner. Option three, more bug. Or I'm open to suggestions, to be honest, because like I only have one idea here, and it is bug. It is more bug. There will be one other bug here, I think. Okay, there's one other idea, and I hesitate to suggest this because I don't know if it's possible yet. Replacing the mini bosses with a timed parkour challenge. Though I think if that's an idea people like, I might make that a separate thing from the mini bosses. Because the mini bosses are kind of, yeah, I mean, it could just be a separate thing if the idea is good. I don't know if it is yet. The bug will be thematically appropriate, but I love crystals. Crystal Golem could be cool. Could be possible like Rising Lava, that's what I was thinking. So you can make them an option way to skip mini bosses. Yeah, that could work. So are we liking? So I'm seeing crystals is a vibe. Bug we have. I'm seeing that. We've also got so actually a pretty even distribution of what people want to see. How about we combine two of these ideas? So we're already using more bug. So we'll make that anyway as the other mini boss, and then we combine the other two and make some kind of crystal golem. How do you feel about that? You know, just combine them all. Yeah, I can make a crystal golem bug. My cart flying off the rails. Dude, drift the two donuts. I don't know if that would be a mini boss, but that would be sick. Alright. Yeah, why don't we do crystal golem then? Honestly, very easy to make. I just need to figure out exactly what I want the mechanics to be like for it. Like, how do we want to have this work? Is there any creature that exists that's similar to it? We could make it based on the Ravager and have it be able to break certain barricades that the player can't. So they're like in a mine storage room and it just busts through barrels and chests or whatever else to try and get to them. Could shoot crystals is also an option. I didn't think of that one actually. Could shoot them. Let's see. What if the crystal golem was invulnerable while many crystal enemies were alive and you have to kill the smaller crystal mobs to get to the golem? I would, but that may be planned for later. That might be already on the list for something else, unfortunately. But I like that idea, and it is gonna get used later. But it's already on the list for something else. Yeah, game over something. Thorns attack would be interesting. I actually have no idea how to get Thorns to work on some of these guys. It's really weird. I could make it try and split. Split like a slime. I've never made it happen. We could make it so it breaks down to smaller ones. Um Yeah, I feel like I could save that for something else though. A lot of dungeons bosses use rock attacks come out of the ground like evoker fangs. Yeah, I could make it just like an evoker fang. I could just make it an evoker who has only fang attacks, to be honest. Could actually be pretty cool. So it doesn't summon anything, it just spams fang attacks constantly. I think that actually would be quite fun. If its final splits into tough golems, that could be kind of funny. Okay, I think I like the idea, I think I like the idea just to have it spam evoker fangs. Why don't we design this real quick? We'll obviously base the base model on the iron golem. And then I might just bring in some like cobble and stone textures and try and just blend them together. Because I want to look pretty much like the cave walls. So I'm probably just going to use the exact textures of that, but try and mesh them in together into one entity. So why don't we call this Amethyst Golem? Is there anything more interesting than golem? Are there other words for golems? Other words for earth elementals or golems? Terrestrial gnome. Yeah, not gnome. Yeah, not really. Not that I can see. Amethyst construct, I think, paints the wrong idea. Would be my issue. Because construct implies someone made it. This creature would be something that just kind of emerged on its own. So I guess it makes it more of an elemental, I guess. Amethyst Juggernaut. I like the word Juggernaut. I don't know if it applies to something that does mainly magic or AoE attack. I guess it kind of does. Geonock? I think I've heard that word. Oh, that's just from RLCraft. Um, Amethyst Paragon. First people who found milk were doing what to the cow? They're milking it, obviously. Um, I think it would, yeah, we could just call it a golem. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. One second, let's look up various stone creatures. Gargoyles, stone giant. Let's see. Types of mythological mythical creatures made of stone. Golem, Gorgon. Gorgon's not made of stone, though. Yeah, in some mythos, trolls turn to stone. That's fair. I think honestly we just have to stick with golem or elemental. Do we like elemental or golem more? Amethyst, golem. Or amethyst elemental, or I guess earth elemental. Tough elemental. Cobblestone elemental. Yeah, maybe I want to differentiate it a bit from the Minecraft. Let's see, Golem. Yeah, Golem does match. Do we want to differentiate or match? We'll call it Golem. I think that'll be the final answer. Actually, no, I just realized Elemental makes way more sense. Because it's literally summoning rocks from the ground. That's not a Golem thing to do. Wretch? I don't know if it would. I don't know if this is quite a wretch vibe. Wretch is a good word. I just don't know if it fits in this case. So we'll call it the. We can just call it the Earth Elemental. I mean, we just have like a mummy. Like I don't know why I'm trying to get like super crazy about like what the mini boss are called. We have scorpions as a mini boss. I don't know why I'm trying to get like overly like crazy with this. Like yeah, we could just call it the Earth Elemental mini boss. It can be that simple. Nice. So why don't we go grab so we want to behave, or sorry, we want to look like an iron golem. We want to behave like an evoker. Luckily, I've actually made stuff like this. Yeah, save the cool names for the big bosses. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Default loot, which won't be anything. And we're gonna want like a kind of gray. And nice amethyst tone. Except I'm the only one who's gonna see that, just so I can find it quicker. Edit model. Okay. Crystallized elemental, maybe? Parasite crystal bug lashing onto the golem. That might be cool. Okay, so first thing I want to do, making these arms wider. These things need to be like way bigger. Okay, big arms. Little legs. And then we bring the whole body. No. I kind of want to make him a little fatter. So we'll bring this out. We'll bring it to the sides as well. Bring this down. And then we're going to bring this to meet it. So he's kind of chunkier now. Tiny head would be kind of funny. So I'm actually thinking of taking the head and just bringing it like like here, maybe. Should we even keep it as a villager face? I'm thinking maybe just like not even a villager face. Well, we can fix that in a sec. Let's shorten the arms a little. And then bring each arm down by like 1. There you go. I don't actually know how to make things right each other. I wish I could do that. I have no idea how to do that. Maybe make it look more like the Minecraft Dungeons Redstone Golem. Yeah, one sec. I actually think I have something of that somewhere over on a shelf over here. You can look at. That is actually kind of what I was thinking. That one just has like the kind of like weird shoulder pad thing. Oh, we'll also be putting amethyst all over this, so I mean it's going to change quite a bit. Okay, let's make this wider. The nose is going. And then should I make the head lower? Like maybe that. He looks so silly. Yeah. It doesn't look much like the Iron Golem anymore, but he'll have the same animations. Speaking of which, let's see how they behave on this. Um, okay, that looks about right. Yeah, that's good right there. That's a good animation. If it's all just head with arms and legs, I think it needs a little more detail than that. I think this is solid. But why don't we start coloring him in? So let me create texture, just texture template. Oh, I forgot. We just need to delete this for now. Delete that. Create texture. There we go. So wait, they still have a flower animation? Yeah. I guess technically there's a chance. I think it spawns with no, because it has to pull one out for a villager, so it shouldn't spawn with one. Oh yeah, and it's an evoker technically. Oh, it needs an evocation like spell ability. Okay, we'll look into that. We'll try and give it the ability to call things up from the ground. We'll see that in a sec. We'll see how it plays out in game, and then we can try and reapply some of the animations to make it work right. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's just like mock up where stuff goes. I'm thinking big eyes. Why is this just not showing up? Like maybe like yay big. Just very large. Could slam the floor. Yeah, that might be really cool. Yeah, we could look into doing some custom animations for this. Then why don't we get like a purple color and to figure out where amethyst is gonna go. So I'm thinking all along here, it's gonna be amethyst. You know what, maybe even, that's not quite the line. There we go. So a lot of exposed amethyst on this side. All of that. Oh. Does this creature look mean? It doesn't need to. It could just look silly. He can just be a goofy guy. That looks deranged now. So I'm thinking maybe like a little like crack in the forehead that we can fill in with amethyst as well. I'm thinking also like various like scars almost. Definitely on its back. It needs a good big spot for amethyst to go. Kind of yeah, a big like open vein of amethyst on its back. There we go. Big vein of amethyst right there as well. Maybe it branches off over here as well. I have actual lore for this guy when I pitched the idea, so and everything we have planned right now works with that, which is very good. It's a lot easier than rewriting things. Oh, that reminds me. I think some of you have seen the voice acting things. Like as in you've seen the advertisements for it. We have the first few people cast. So honestly, I should probably just show those. This is only public. Nothing I'm about to show is off limits, right? One sec. Let me make sure there's nothing else open I can't show. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Nothing I have is gonna get this way. Okay. So as you can see, we have the cast. I'll just go stream mode for a second. We have Vanguard being voiced by Lion Optimus Mobile. Charlatan is being voiced by VA the person. Zealot is voiced by Chips. Heretic is voiced by Tubby. Revenant is voiced by Cytechnics. Brigand is also voiced by VA the person. Blood Deity is voiced by Doombomb. Crispy is also VA. And Winding Chair is also Lion Optimus Mobile. There are more. There's a lot more that I'm still working on casting, but that is the first couple voices, and I think those will be very good ones. There's a couple I'm particularly excited for. I'm very excited for the Vanguard and the Brigand voices. They're really good. So I'll be very excited for those to be revealed. And again, thank you to anyone who decided to try out for any of those, because that was a huge help. And there's definitely more to try out for if anyone's interested. Let's see, where else do we want? Want a little bit of this. No, just a little crack right here in the hand. So here's what I'm thinking, little cracks in the arms as well. Spots where it's kind of just like splintering apart a little bit. Corrupted Golem. I mean, I'm just playing out like where Amethyst is going to be pretty much, but it does look very corrupted using this particular color scheme for planning. Bring this through here. There we go. Hmm. Crystal Peak from Hollow Knight? Yeah, kind of. Amethyst the really only gem in Crystal Quarry. It's what the miners were there for, and there's a reason. But yeah, pretty much. They're there for that particular crystal. Some of these might not be full of amethyst, by the way. Some of these little various cracks and stuff. No, that doesn't look right. Looks like he's just got bangs now. Can't allow that. No golem of mine's having bangs. Make a bunch of spy glasses since they were hired for by big cartography. Yep. I say the quarry as it looks now is looks very not crystally. I mean, there's a lot of crystals in there. I was gonna make it like constantly full of like endless amounts of crystal, but like it whenever I was trying that in testing, it just didn't look right. It needed some negative space. Need a little bit of room to breathe. Shame the miners probably didn't have much of that. Okay, get a little bit of this. A little bit on this side. There we go. Too many crystals will just make it busy on the eyes. Yeah. That's kind of what I found every time I tried. There was a bunch of times I had to tone them back a bit. Yeah, originally they were going to be a lot more prominent. Fill in each of these little back spots. Maybe it cracked off in this direction as well. Let's do a little bit of that. That's enough. Is a quarry close to the surface? Has no ventilation tubes anywhere unless those haven't been invented. It is fairly close to the surface, yeah. Canonically, it's not deep. I mean, there's a reason that the like basement can reach it. I don't imagine it's like incredibly deep. Though to be honest, there was probably more entrances and exits that have just collapsed at this point. Go through here. Oh yeah, this needs to get filled in. It's like whole arm of amethyst. All right. I think that's a good baseline. So here's what I'm thinking. We get basic texturing in by making kind of an amalgamation of of various textures. We overlay that on everything, polish up where corners and stuff meet so it like looks right. Then we go in and put the amethyst layer in. So I'm going to yes, save. Just save that to desktop. Bring in this. Pop that in there. All right. So now we're going to try and blend some things in with each other. Resource packs, textures, blocks. All right, we're going to need stone and cobblestone, of course. Where is cobblestone? Maybe it's just their cobble. Oh, that's just the texture. Yeah, we pull that in. We bring in tough even. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to duplicate this over and over until we have a baseline of stone. And then we're going to do this with the other two as well. There we go. So effectively, we are just going to make ourselves things that we can use, similar to, I guess, masks, as it would be in like Photoshop or something else like that. Take that and move it over here. All of the cobblestone we need. And finally, the tough. Grab this. Fill it in right there. Grab that. And we fill it in, I'll say like 4 times, and then I'll copy it again. Oh, that was a little too low. Could just move that up. Grab everything, copy it. All right, so now we have 3 different materials. What we're gonna do is pretty much just fill all this in with like deep red. That's just stuff that's not gonna get filled in. And now I am going to just, let me just copy this just to be safe, erase all of this. Overlay this. Let me just copy all of this in case I mess this up. Put on that. Okay, stone. Wow, we love stone. Let's get all this out of the way. Next up, why don't we start going through and adding some dark spots. So that may manifest itself like this. Some a little bit of silliness around these edges. We just kind of want to just get big chunks of this. And just kind of go along through here. And we can polish up anything where I make a mistake and I go onto the wrong texture for a second. We can fix any mistakes I make like that later. Oh, yeah, let's just get a big spot right there. Yeah, a little bit right there. A bunch of this. Just get like the bottom of the feet, I think is what this is. Get the whole bottom of that. Get a little bit of this in here. Right around the eye, I think would be good. There we go. Okay. Oh, I need to get this leg still. Well, I moved from space to an asteroid. Low rent, though it's temporary. Yeah, I can see why that would be an issue. Try not to wipe out any dinosaurs while driving it. I need those for my schemes. There we go. There we are. Where else do we want to color in? Maybe over here? I just want to make sure there's a lot of this cut out. Me looking at my videos after I film them. All right. So that's a good base. So now we take this and I put over this. So as you can see, now it kind of has blended in with that texture. And now we go in again. And we add more like crack-like structures. That one doesn't quite feel right. That one kind of feels good. All right. Test this one over here. Then we'll go in with a finer brush in a second. Near the feet, we can just fill in a lot of this with this material. This is going to be the tuff that I'm adding right now. So we'll want some right here. So honestly, we can just go like that. A little bit in there. A tiny bit right there. I want to fill in this. All right. So you can probably guess where this is going once I get in the finer crack details. This. Can't get this right. We want to go in here. Wheel broken. I can't afford maintenance on the feet because the game fly here is way too high. Yeah. Real shame. Alright, well, I'll have to find new dinosaurs then. It is what it is. Maybe go a little bit over here. Can I connect these through here? A little bit up through here. Bring this in. All right. I think that is good enough that we can now copy this over to this one. And honestly, that actually might not look as good. Does that look better? I don't know if I'm liking that as much now. Can't wait for this PNG to rush toward us in game as a 2D square. Yeah, you just gonna have to trust me that this is the creature we just looked at laid out flat. You just gotta believe me on that one. Okay, I'm actually gonna try Deep Slate, see if that works better. We'll do Cobbled Deep Slate. I think will look a little bit better. I think maybe it just needs a little bit more contrast. So we grab that, put across, go down, and this will just be like every other one of the ones we've done. Grab this. And that fills it. And now we grab this. That's kind of interesting. You give the boss double HP for absolutely no reason. I'm sure your players would appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure they would. One sec. I'm gonna also compare it on this one. That just doesn't have as heavy of cracks. I think the tough isn't as good as the other one, so we'll remove that one from the running. Do we like it with the additional cracks? Maybe it just needs a different material. Because maybe I think they need to be dark, but not that dark. Okay, we can do something about that. The cracks looks fire. Okay. Yeah, this is the one with additional crack. I think it just needs to be a little bit brighter, so it's like not as harsh. Less cracks. Okay, so I'm seeing some more cracks, less cracks when we meet in the middle. That's not what I meant to do. I'm forgetting how to do this. There it is. So we could bring it up a bit. So why don't we grab 16 by 16. Put that there. No, that's too bright. So we'll leave this like that. And then we'll make a new back texture of this. Oop, that got spaced out. Grab all of that. Let me just put it right there. Then I can start going down. Do that again. All right. Now let's try taking this, putting over a copy of this. I think this is the best one. I like this. I like this one quite a bit. So I know this is everyone's favorite part, but I do need to make another mask. Except this time with amethyst. Because we're going to fill in all the cracks now with actual amethyst so we can get the colors right. And we're going to start from the bottom this time because that's where I imported the image. Bring in this. You like masks? Oh yeah, I've kind of forgot my chat would love masks. Either just for the sake of loving masks or because of Rain World. Probably about 50-50. Alright, so we bring this up here. We remove that color. Grab this, put it over that. Okay, and there we go. You know what? I just had a way better way of doing this. Oh, we can make it so 3D. Okay, we just remove this then. That's the end of that. The thing is I now need like twice as many things. Can I somehow match this in here? No. That's fine. I think that is one arm. Okay. Actually, I have a way of doing this. Add new. We bring in this again. And this time we do this. Oh, actually, we could do this in an easier way. So I need one of these on this. So we can slot that right here. We just need to figure out where I can put this. We'll need the head. So any piece that's unique, I need. That can fit up here. We need whatever this is. I actually forget what piece that is, but we need it. I think that's like the hips area. So we need that. We of course need the body. Is there a better spot to put this? Could put it like right there. Not great. Let's see, what if you put a hole in the torso with a bunch of rainbowy crystals inside it? We could look into that one. We could definitely look at that. I don't know how well that would work, but we could look at it. All right. So now we do this. We remove all of this, making holes. And then we just remove these eyes. Oh, that can stay. And then we put over this. All right, now we have a second set of body parts in a different material. So these will go underneath the existing one. So it looks like it actually is like cracking open and revealing crystals inside. So I think that'll look nice. Why don't we actually make these indented while I already can. Just gotta figure out exactly where that goes. Straight, okay, it's like 2 above the bottom and right about here. All right, and that requires a little extra around the edges. There we go. And then we can get rid of the eyes, so now they're recessed. There we go. Why don't we take a look at how we can make this look real quick, and then we can start adding finer details like crystals. Add ores? I don't want it to get too busy, because if it gets too busy, then it's just gonna be a lot on the eyes. Text, file? Do you want to work? For texture. Alright, that's about how I thought it would look, because I haven't added the part I actually need. So we duplicate this. Duplicate that, duplicate that, duplicate that, duplicate that, that. So now we have these be 0 inflate. And then we have this be, I guess, negative 0.1. Wait, so this actually would need to be like, actually, we'll see how much it needs to be. Oh, that's the wrong one that I just changed. It's this one. Yeah, how deep do I want the cracks? Definitely deeper than that. It's like -5. That's maybe too deep. Maybe something in the middle. Okay, this is something. And golems get more cracked at lower HP. I don't know how to do that, but I could look into it. I feel like that's my answer to a lot of things because that's just the truth. I just don't know how to do that much stuff. -0.2. Oh, you can kind of see the amethyst through the eyes. Let's see, so with the body, why don't we bring it up to 1 as well? Okay, I need to hide some stuff with the eyes, so we're gonna have to just... Okay, now they're good. Just a few little modifications. The arm, backup arm, it needs to be -0.1. And we use that. -0.1. And we use that, of course. Archer spends hours on boss art, player plays with blindness. Yeah, I don't know how much a lot of this is gonna get appreciated, but that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't need to be. So 0. I think 4 would be the correct inflate on that. Gotta get the... Sorry, gotta get the butt cracks in here. We need the -0.1. And I believe the leg one is right here. 0.1. And we bring that down to the leg texture. There we go. This is looking good now. I truly appreciate turn all enemies into this golem so everyone has to see it. This is definitely not my highest effort model either. Definitely not. This guy's not too bad compared to some of the other ones. All right, now why don't we bring in some amethyst. Okay, so actually we gotta update this design to include the eye pieces I just put in. There we go. That's what I added to hide some stuff. Wow, I joined late. Yeah, we're making the amethyst golem. So I'm just gonna straight up bring in amethyst. Just all of them. Just like the actual textures, and we'll see how that works at first. Because that might just be enough. Here's this calibrated skulk sensor thing as well. Honestly, I think this one's the coolest. What's happening? Yeah, we're working on boss design right now. Just gonna put all these in place. That one can just go down there. Sure. That's fine. Okay, we'll see if these work. Wait, no, I just realized, wait, I might need to do just side parts of the, never mind, that should work. Except for no, that'll do if I want to cut it right there. If I want to cut it right there, that works. Okay, yeah, that should work. However I want to cut it. So we, take that. Drag that in. And now on the back, we want a nice little piece. This guy looks like he's from Minecraft Dungeons. He really does. He does look like he'd be in that game. I take that as a compliment. Let's see. Should we just get the big one right on the back? So I need this to be like 16 long, like 16 tall. And then we want to do UV mode and take these away. I don't know what's happening with those. Take this and put that right in the back. I think that's too big. Okay, I think we need to do a different one. We could do this one. That feels a little bit more reasonable. Maybe put it down one. And then we are also going to put point middle, rotate it 45 degrees, duplicate, and rotate it 45 degrees. We're going to group those, and we're going to take those up here and attach them to the body. And then actually we're going to take that crystal and we're going to scooch it off to the side a bit so it's a little asymmetrical. There we go. Is it supposed to look soulless or it's alive? Honestly, I mean, it's an elemental. It can look pretty soulless. Next up, I think I want to add something on this shoulder. Just kind of jutting out of this side, maybe right here. So I'm thinking maybe the smallest crystal. So why don't we duplicate this? Which arm is this? That's arm 1. So we'll attach it to arm 1. Bring it over here. Rotate it 90 degrees. Slot it down in there. And then take both of these. Okay. Yeah, I think I want to flip these. Go a little bit closer in this direction. There we go. And I actually want to put, I think, one more in here as well. So we want one right there. I think we might want one just coming out of his like head right here in a bit. We also definitely want some along this side. I think we want a back one as well, just like this one. So I duplicate this, bring it back up to the main body. Bring it around like this, rotate it 90 degrees. Put that into there. Oh, I see a good way I can rotate this. There we go, just stuck right in that gap. There we go. Is a lobotomy with the crystals. Yeah, he's good. He's got a little brain showing. You can tickle it a little bit and make him squirm, but that's okay. We love him anyway. So when we get to work on that arm, this is going to be a little different. So let me go to arm, add element. So now it's linked. Bring this in here. And then one more. I think one more. No, one less. There we go. And now we can do the UV mode thing. Get rid of that. Flip this one. And I actually think we push it in by one. And then we do a similar thing, but we rotate it 90 degrees. We bring it down a bit, slot it in again into the arm. Oh yeah, we have to bring them in a little bit. Actually, this one's fine because there already is stuff stuck in the arm. This one, actually we can bring back and then push in. And then we grab that smaller crystal. Does that look right? You know what we could do? We could bring this texture down by one. Bring this texture down by one. Color pick this. And do that, and that won't affect anything else. That'll just affect that one arm. So that'll do that. Like the big crack in the arm, it's really good. Yeah, I like how this guy's turning out. He's a very fun looking guy. He looks like he is made of blocks from the game, which I think is why I like him a lot. I'm glad I went through the actual time. I guess actually it was kind of lazy to do it this way, I guess, because I don't have to actually texture him manually, but I really like how the style turned out. The boy. Just give him like one like that. Still a little something sticking out of his head. Oh, you know what I could do? I could even... And then... There we go. Let's see. Where's the adoption papers? I want to adopt him. You'll have to find him in the dungeon. He is not lag efficient, but we love him anyway. I mean, at least this guy is probably one of the least laggy creatures that we have. The crystals already adopted him. Yeah, I mean the crystals are him though. He shoots lasers, right? Not quite. Evocation fangs. Alright, I think that's him. I think that's our guy. Our silly boy. Also welcome to stream Doom Bomb. And for anyone who wants to know, because we looked at this earlier, that is in chat, Doom Bomb, the person who's going to be doing the Blood Deity voice. So hello. I don't want to hurt this fella. He wants to hurt you though. Yeah, he wants to hurt everybody. Oh, he doesn't have the texture yet. He's not going to look like anything. Okay, so real quick, we're going to go in here, open up this guy. This is the actual texture he currently has applied to him, because that was our test texture. We just delete all of that and merge on texture above. There we go. And we'll go out of here. Right now, this guy just has the stats of an evoker. So we need to modify that a little bit. That's okay. But let's look at him. Our Earth Elemental. Never mind, that actually isn't the texture he's supposed to be using. Yeah, one sec. Which I think I think that was the wrong file I changed. I have the texture right here, so we'll just close this fully out. Open this up again. This happened to me. Yeah, I just applied onto the wrong texture because I had to delete this earlier. At least to remove it from the thing. It's fine. Easy fix. We just delete all that. Merge on texture above. Save. And we load it back up. Should be fixed. Easy as that. There he is. Oh. Okay. There's some animation issues. The crystals on his head aren't stuck to his head yet. And he turns his head a little weird, like it's rotating on a weird point to be rotating on. Wait, that's easy to fix. Those are very easy to fix. So first of all, these crystals are linked to his arm, apparently. Oops. Yeah, just stick that to his head. His head joint. We want... I think that should do. Let's see how that rotates, if I try and rotate the head. Yeah, I think that rotates good. All right. And then I think we want to rename attack as, what is the... Okay, we want to open a file real quick. Specifically the Pharaoh. What is a casting is what that's called. So we are going to change attack to casting. Maybe. That's probably how that works. Can't imagine that would go wrong. Next up, we need to Close those folders. I don't know what's in there. Okay. We want go in File Explorer. Back to behavior packs. Entities. Where's our Earth Elemental? All right. So, summon entity, evocation fangs. We love that one. Cast duration, or cooldown time. He's quicker at it. We love when he's quicker at it. This is like a circle attack. This is a line attack. Interesting. That's good. 20-foot or 20 block line, I believe. Yeah, we'll take the cooldown time down again. We want to be fast at this. Okay, this is when he would spawn a Vex. But no, we're not letting him do that. This is gonna be like a big one. Circle self, base delay, 5. Number of entities spawned is gonna be a lot more. Instead of 3, why don't we do 30? And summon cap. Just take that away. Yeah, we don't need that. Who needs limits on how powerful these guys are? Size is going to be like 3 blocks. Kind of a bigger cooldown. And yeah, I think that's it. So it should just kind of spam evocation fangs. Yeah, actually, what if we just, just make it faster? Yeah, just a little faster. Just a little faster. Just a little faster. Reminder, there's a mini boss for the first area. Yeah, but this guy's not that tough, even with all this going on. I'll give him like 50 health. Not much. Oh, his movement speed's gonna be horrible. We'll make it like... No, we'll make it 2. That's plenty slow. There's gonna be... This guy's not gonna be that bad. Like, I promise, this is not as bad as you think it is, probably. Because he can't even summon anyone. He just spams the weak attack of a different enemy. Alright, well, farewell, Joe Hero. I appreciate you joining us for a while. So, yeah, height. We want to make him a little wider. Make him like... Yeah, we'll make him over a block wide. Like 1.2 wide. And his height is going to be... Yeah, just under 2. If it's 1 vex, it would be insane. Yeah. I have considered adding new creatures for enemies to summon. It's going to have 50 health. I hope that's enough. Because this is going to not be very hard. Alright. This guy I don't think will have inherited what I just added, so we'll get out my axe and kill him with this. Okay. What's he doing? Why's my screen shaking? Oh, he thinking about it. He thinking about it. You gonna do anything? Oh? Chad, I don't think it's working. A crabomancer who spawns in crabs, maybe. He's just nervous. He better be. Alright. What? He's not going. What did I even change that would have affected this? Okay. Okay, I think we need to bring cast duration back up. I think that's what broke it. That's the only thing I could think of that could have broken it. Let's bring that back and see how that is. Cooldowns are canceling each other out. It shouldn't, because that's just how normal evokers work. Also, I need to fix that goofy pose he goes into. Let's try a new one. He's incredibly aggressive. He runs away if I get too close. Yeah, get to wherever you feel comfortable. Guys, I don't think he's working. Something I did is wrong. Maybe his cooldown is like too fast or something. I don't know. What if I just like hard reset everything and we change things one by one? Okay. Everything is back to exactly as it was when this is the basic evoker code. Bro thinks he's the crossing sign. He is just hitting that pose, huh? I can see that now. I'll fix it though. Alright. He should just literally be an evoker. He's a coward. Wait, do you think the animation has something to do with it? Do you think it's telling him to do an animation that doesn't exist, so it's not working? I bet it is. I bet that's what's happening. I bet it's like waiting for him to finish the animation. The evoker's run away hit from range, yes. He keeps running away and then not doing the range attack though. So I guess let's just go into animations. Let's look how the Pharaoh has his stuff. Casting. So it's just called casting in that. If I go to Earth Elemental, casting, same thing. Render controllers, no. Entity, Earth Elemental. Yeah, this is the where the documentation is missing, I think. He needs casting instead of attack. So we'll do casting, and then it needs to know where to find that animation, which is just I changed to casting. All right. So let's see if he can figure it out now. So he should just do like this and then raise a bunch of stuff from the ground, theoretically. Okay, he should understand what his animation is now, at least. This guy shouldn't, though, because this guy's the old one. What in the world? why are they like this? It's so silly. But why? I'm killing you all now. Fight back. They really just pose up the moment I'm away from them. They can do anything? I heard one. That when someone vexes. Okay. I think I need to make it so they disregard range a little bit. And I don't think they're doing their attacks properly. All right. So what if we mess? So they can do it, is what we've learned. Minimum activation range 1, maximum activation range 20. No, wait. We'll make that like 5. Minimum activation range 3. Yeah, that makes sense. This one they don't worry about. Are they just always trying to do this one? No, because that wouldn't make sense. So why in the world are they doing any of this? Like, why would they not? Or I guess why aren't they doing anything? Is there another place animations are stored that I'm just not thinking about? Animations. So this specifically denotes what the parts of an animation are. Is weight their priority? Yes, it is. So the modified pharaoh and the earth elemental. Wait, so it's animation blank casting. This is V1. I wonder if it uses V1. Okay, what if we take all of this? Put down here. Casting dot be 1.0. Okay, so now you should know what that is. And I believe it's just the exact same thing. Yeah. Is there anything else down here? No. Attachables? No, that's not what we need. Entity. Is there anything in here that would be of note? Casting. Let's look at modified pharaoh. Does it have 2 different castings? So it just uses the main casting. Particle effects. Yeah, we could add that in real quick. So that goes right above render controllers, so we can put that in there. So it'll understand that. What else is it missing? Models, entity, modified pharaoh. Earth elemental. I don't think this has anything to do with it. This is just the basic model parameters. We don't need to worry about that. Render controllers, we don't need. Sounds, text, textures, we don't need any of that. Is there anything in behavior packs? Maybe there's something in behavior packs I'm missing. Need entities if it is. No, that's just this again. This is so strange. Will he cast something at me? He does not care about me? Maybe I just need to like up his priority to attack me. Like just really just bump that up. Let me just make him hate me. Priority, let's see, avoid mob type. Your secondable target. Yeah, let's bump that up from priority 2 to a priority 1. Player, yes, all of those should work. I don't want the guru to be friendly and tameable. Yeah, well, first I gotta get him to do this. He needs to be aggressive first. This is so weird. Oh? Did something there. Okay, something with his attacks isn't completing. Because that's not a full attack. I've messed something up in that. I guess maybe it didn't get undone when I tried to undo everything. I think there are enough fangs. Yeah. I just need to figure out why. Because there definitely isn't. I think the attack's just not completing. Restoration 2. That all looks right. Base delay. It's an Earth Elemental with written name of this, which I'm assuming is an abnormality, not traditional Earth. I mean, it's Earth. Amethyst isn't really an element in either sense of the word element, so it would be weird to put amethyst. Up his priority, maybe. Hmm. Let's go back out here. Give it another try at this. He's a little bit of a scaredy cat. You know what I'm gonna do? You know who I know works? And I can just modify? Um, thanks. Doesn't find any threat. I've never seen that pop up before. We get the Pharaoh behavior. We genuinely just copy and paste. Except I'm gonna change out every time it says mummified Pharaoh. And replace that with Earth Elemental. Oh, I spelled Pharaoh wrong. Wait, how long has that been a thing? Has this been a thing since the second update? That's just... Wait, that means I misspelled it on every command block that has to do with the mummified Pharaoh and didn't notice. That's incredibly stupid. Well, I guess at least I caught that now. Great. Okay, now he should summon Silverfish to fight me. Okay, if he doesn't do this, then we know it's an animation issue and I just reset everything back to the way I found it. That's the idea. I done broke him, I think. Did I done broke him? Yeah, I done broke him. What'd I do? Oh, I didn't. I forgot to actually hit the button to commit to this. Yeah, commit changes. Okay. It's an Easter egg. Yeah, it's an Easter egg. I spelled it wrong. Oh, I forgot he has the health bar that I added. Alright. Does he behave the same? Okay, it's an animation issue. So, what do I do about that? Okay, because we know that code works. We know for sure that that code works because that is the code of the Pharaoh. Which means something with me messing with the animations messed it up. So what if I just rename this? What if I just completely remove any animation he has for casting and we just see how that works? Just for the sake of the argument. I mean, I'll add animations back later. I think it would be important to look. Okay, resource packs, dungeon crawler, animations, earth elemental. We go and remove this. Okay, earth elemental attack. That's what we'd love to see. Wait. No, it's... Yeah, it's fine. Oh yeah, because we renamed it the other thing. Attachables, entity, so it would be an entity, earth elemental, attack. Wait, is it called attack or attacking? Attack. Okay, that should fix it. So that should just mean there's no animation now. So instead of trying to do an animation that's broken, it should just do no animation at all. Okay, I think he needs the animation. Let me think of how I can make this work. Okay, okay, so this at least tells us he needs the animation. It's core of how this entire thing works. So what if we delete everything we have? Hear me out. What if we start over? Entity wizard. Let's go. Amethyst. Fine, we'll call it the amethyst elemental this time. So we do this. Appearance. We actually make it look like an evoker. It uses the same behavior as an evoker. Its spawn egg is we get the gray in here. Then we'll get the amethyst in as well. Integrate into pack. Dungeon crawler. Edit model. Okay, so here's what we do. This is gonna suck, but we're gonna remap everything to this guy's animations. So, pretty much. How do I go about this? Okay, actually, I know how we do go about this. Get rid of all this. Wait, no, we need the arms. Okay. How do I manage doing this? Unless we just copy over the casting animation of this one, then remove it. Maybe. No, honestly, I think it's better just to remap everything. Okay. Well, to make this easier, let's put this up here. Okay. So the various leg things, that is equivalent to that leg. All right. And then if I do this, okay, yeah, this is going to be a little annoying. As long as we use these bones, though, it should work. Unless... Crap, trying to build it not based on this is actually really tough. Never mind. Okay, no idea. We have this guy, right? How thick are his legs? I think we just reshape this boy into this into the other guy. So we take off his coat. We have the extra arms. All right. First of all, the leg. No, why would this make sense? What is it? I'm trying to figure out what in the world the easiest way to do this is. It's gonna be just making a new animation for casting, right? Wait, what if I just make a casting animation? Can I just do that? Sorry, is this a thing I can just do? Play once. There's no file. Override. So I think that means it overrides everything else. And then the arms are gonna go. We'll start them here. And then we're gonna bring them up. And oh, I just did that at the start again. So we're gonna have it. I think there's a 2-second animation, right? So we bring the arm up. We'll bring it up like 120, or we'll bring it up to like 130. Arm 0, we bring it up to 130. We could even bring the body. No, we can't. I was gonna make the body tilt back. And actually we could. One sec. Let's just make everything in the body another bone. Group elements. And then technically we'll just like file this under here. And then this should give us a clean animation. Oh wait, no, we want this under here. At the same level as this. Okay, does that mess up anything? No. No, it doesn't. So that means we can now make it so when it's trying to do casting. Wait, no, the legs we don't want on the same thing. You know, these two we actually don't want involved either. Same with legs. And for this bone, the pivot is going to be down here. So let's try and pivot it on that axis now. So if I try and pivot bone 4. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I selected the wrong bones in a few, or wrong things in a few places. This one is meant to be part of bone 4. And this one is not. So now let's try that again. All right. So that should make it. Oh yeah, I guess it never had a starting location. We'll just be at 0. So that should make it. Yeah, it raises up. And then we'll have it take a moment, and then I guess like, you know, like a quarter of a second, and then start slamming down. Let's close some of these, and let's also bring this window a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. These 3, and then we want the next keyframe here to be when it slams down. So we bring this down. The arms go 60. I think I need to bring this down even more. And then we can have him go back up into this start position. So like this. We could shorten that quite a bit. That's decent. It feels a little stiff. I think right here, I could make the arms go out a bit more. 7.5 out. So we'll bring this even further out. Like that much. Like it's not great right now. I think we just need to make it a little faster. Maybe have a slight moment of pause as well before coming back up. That's kind of cool. That's something. So now it looks like it's like slamming down to summon stuff. So that's now called casting. Save. Be a little jump while slamming. We could look into doing that. I'm gonna make sure this works first before I polish it any further. I kind of got into animating it, and I actually don't know if this is gonna work. It should call out to a casting animation. I mean, this one won't, but I forgot it has so much help now. Come on. Do something. Do something. Anyway, that's not working. Chat. I think we might have to completely fix this using the evoker base, which is really gonna suck. Check syntax. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's turn on error messages real quick. Let's just see if we're getting error messages like something not found or something like that. I'm gonna get a lot for the record when I load it up because there's some stuff that's not optimized that it's there's gonna be some extra messages probably. Oh, immediate. What was that? Okay. Attack animations. That's just that there's nothing calling out to them. Okay. We'll double check the log real quick, see if I missed anything there, and if not, then I think we're just gonna have to fix it the hard way. Yeah. That's okay. We'll make it work. Alright, so first of all, resize texture. 128 by 128. That's step one. Can I bring this into another window? No, I can't just open up an entirely another page. Alright. The legs are 3 pixels apart, and each of the legs is 6, 12, 5. So 1, 2, and I guess like that. Is that how that looks over here? Yeah. And they are 6, 12, 5. Is that a extra bit forward or back? Forward. This is gonna get real goofy. Alright, farewell patch. 6, what was the other ones? I already forgot. 6, 12, 5. Okay. Actually, that is the leg proportion. He looks so silly already. He's such a goofy guy. Unless there's a way to make this work without having to do all this. You know, I'm gonna try the other way of making this work, because if it works, it would save me so much time. Okay. Okay, we bind the leg to the leg. We bind, wait, no. Is this the, yeah. Bind this leg to this leg. And why don't we just bring in, there we go. Okay. What happens if I say walk now? It's like move. Okay. It's slow because some of these animations are like scalable, so don't worry about the speed. That is working. So can we apply that same stuff to the rest of this? So we put all of this under body and then get rid of that. And then bone for, so head needs to now be under this. Same with arms. Same with right arm. Same with left arm. Come on, go under there. Yeah, you want to. All right. So arm 1 needs to go under left arm. Arm 0 goes under right arm. Let's see how that works now when it casts. Okay, I think I put them under the wrong arms. One sec. Put this up here. One down here. Not quite. Closer. Where is the pivot point? Pivot point seems to be in the wrong location. That's what I thought. Oh, wait, that's the wrong direction. Okay, it's from straight on. Okay, so we bring it 10 over. Then know that each bone is word dependent. Yeah, it's weird. There's some like weird bone stuff going on. 10 on that side. It's an animation. Like it's happening. Something's happening. We don't need that anymore. No, we don't need that anymore. So why? Why is that happening? I think it's a real issue. Does it mess with position? No. Let's do for scale. It just brings up to, okay. General 0, so it just makes him disappear. So then I actually need another copy of this to put under this. Same with this one. So now why are they so detached? Okay, so the pivot point is right there. I done put his arms on backward. Let's just go back to before I put that on. Okay. So left arm. Let me make sure it shows up where I think it does. Okay, so left arm is where arm 1 goes. Arm 0 goes under right arm. Is that backwards still? Yes. Okay, what if I flip it? That goes under left arm now. And this goes under right arm. That's where it makes it go down. Oh, I forgot to fix the pivot point again. Okay, so we go back to the part where it's arm 1 and arm 2, so they're like that. And then I fix the pivot point. So I just fix this issue because I think this one's, oops, 10. Then I go into right arm, arm 0, fix the pivot point on this one to be 10. Why? Why are they no worky? Okay, what if I just, everything I don't need right now. Okay. So why is it putting them there? Don't worry about bone 2. Left arm is the one that goes on the other side. Okay, so this is left arm, right? Yeah, those go together. Oh, it's the pivot point of the whole thing. 'Cause of course it is. 'Cause an evoker's not this wide. Obviously. I might not be thinking. And so let's turn all this back on then. Yeah, look, it's because the pivot point's like in the middle of the guy. So it needs to go up. And then So that's where I need that. Well, left arm is up to 30 as well, and up to 10. Okay. That's a start. The pivot point is in the right place now, which means we can remove this, and we can remove this. So we can add our animation, our manual one in here. So it looks like wings. Yeah, we'll get our custom one in here in a sec. I just want to make sure this works. Yeah, because it's not. This isn't going to be the end animation. This is just the evoker one. So movement animation. We can actually just steal. Because walk to target. One sec, where is it? Leg 0, leg 1. I mean, I guess we can just take it all. Actually, let's make sure this works first, and then we can start messing with stuff. We might have something here, and then we'll just cut Earth Elemental, and that's fine. That's easy. And we will replace it with Amethyst Elemental. Okay, yeah, I kind of forgot that we didn't actually apply the texture. Okay, so this is also a reminder that those arms in the middle exist, and the head exists. So we gotta fix that. There's just some like leftover bits of the evoker within. So we want to erase all of this. Move this up on top. The arms need to go. The head and nose can go. There we go. So that means I think we can copy over the walk animation. Maybe. Let's try. So pretty much how we do that, I think, is body. I think we just have to find whatever the equivalent is. So the body, I think, is also the body. So 1 sec, let me just get like every bone in here that I think is involved. I think it's just the legs for this one, so we can just cut that. For the body, we put that in. And then leg 0, that is when you're looking at it on the left side. So whichever leg this is, so yeah, I guess also leg 0. And then leg 1 is the other leg. So now does it, oh, it's still doing casting. Then we want movement. What did I just do? Whatever it is, I need to undo it. Okay, 1 sec. Did I break anything? I don't know if I did. Okay, he has no arms right now, it's okay. Okay, he is walking with the new animation I gave him. That's what we want. He has no arms right now, and that's okay. Because that's kind of expected. Maybe not, actually, maybe not for everyone. I thought that was kind of self-explanatory, but I just realized that makes absolutely no sense unless you know what in the world I'm thinking. And I put that on there. I put that on there. Those are exact copies of his arms. They'll just never show up at the same time as the other thing. Except we don't need to do that. All right. So when he does casting, instead of doing this animation, like he's been told to, like a coward, we'll take our animation that we made earlier and apply it. So I think bone 4 should still exist. Yeah, we love bone 4. So now, oh yeah, we still gotta get rid of this, this thing. Earth Elemental, and then we take arm 1 and arm 0, which will be left arm, right arm now. We just remove that. Oh, I can't copy it over, 1 sec. Okay, so arm 1 is the one on the right side of the screen. So where is that? No, that's not quite what I need. I need the bone above that, so that's left arm. Let me bring that. Oh. Yeah, right at the start. And then the other arms, this will be right arm. All right. So if I timed that right, which actually I don't think I did. I think I timed it technically slightly off, so we'll just not worry about that. Why is he just not summoning anything? Was he just working? Or did he never summon anything? The animation's working for why, like, what he should look like while doing that. Did he summon something earlier? One sec. I gotta check back stream footage, I think. Let's see if it ever happened. All right. Did he ever actually do it? That's when we edited it. I think earlier he did, right? Yeah, because he summoned Vexes right here. Wait, no, he didn't. Wait, he just didn't summon anything. What? He just never summoned anything. How? Wait, what? What? That's so confusing. Um, Genuinely, this may be the longest any of these bosses have taken. I don't know what in the world is wrong with this. Let's take Amethyst Elemental and Modified Pharaoh. Copy all of this over. Amethyst Elemental. So they should know that that's him. And then one other thing I want to do is generally I would like to have right arm and left arm scale set to 1. So they'll show up normally. That should work. I need to turn off these error messages. They're not helping. And it's gonna drive me crazy. We just need I need less things on my screen. It's just the summoning broken. Wait, did he not summon anything either? Wait, why can neither of them summon anything? Oh my gosh, is it because we're on glass? Has all of this been because we're on glass? Can they not summon on that? Do they need solid blocks? If so, then this is so stupid that we just spent genuinely like 2 hours on this. Chat, I did not know that that is how that mechanic worked. Evokers cannot summon on glass. Genuinely had no idea. But it kind of makes sense. Does this one just work then? Wait, that's just even... Okay, one sec, we'll just go back to the old version. Alright, so now let's try and make it work the way I want it to. So we're gonna increase the range. Yeah, well, that was a lot of my time to figure that out. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. We'll increase this to 6, and we're gonna make this a lot cooler. By increasing the number of these that it does. And these need commas. So this is gonna be like a 3-layered thing. So it goes up 5 and then goes up to 8. And then the delay on this one, yeah. So then that'll go up to... Why don't we say, so it goes up by 3, we'll get 12, 16. The size of this one's going to be just 4. Wait, how much does it go up? It goes up by 1. So we have 3.5. Or I guess, sorry, 2.5. 3.5. 4.5. So that should be like a crazy AoE. Is this whatever the equivalent of spending 2 hours debugging blocks of code until you figure out a single lowercase thing breaking the entire thing? No, this is dumber. Because it's not even a code issue. It was genuinely just a game mechanic I didn't understand properly. So arguably that is way worse. We're also gonna make the cooldown on this one like nothing, so it can like spam range attacks. Instead of Vex, of course, it's just gonna be more Evocation Fangs. And I think what I want to do is I wish there was a line width. That would be very cool. This is just a circle. Honestly, it doesn't even need a third attack, I don't think. Because it's the big, I guess actually big AoE, small AoE actually might be nice. So it's going to summon in just a small AoE for this one. And this will just be, wait, base delay is 1 on this. At least it should be, because that's what everything else is. It'll just be, let's make it like 8 around it. Actually, we could just make it the first 2 steps of this one. Actually, why don't we just literally just take this? There we go. And the range is 3, so this is actually just the original attack it had. And then the particle color is always going to be this one. All right. Now let's make its movement slow. Down to like that. Its width, it needs to be much wider, so we'll say, you know, like nearly 2 blocks. Actually, like nearly 1.5 blocks. Be using a multi-streaming setup. Yes, it is currently up on Twitch and YouTube. Twitch doesn't really get that much going on because it's really bad at recommending new streams, but I like to have it up there anyway. Just in case, because occasionally a few people come in over there. Still has evoker sounds. We can fix that, but it will get custom sounds eventually. Yes, apples. Sometimes talk to people we cannot see. I think I just talk to myself sometimes. Both chats should be up on screen. Like, that's on Twitch. Also, it shows up on screen. You can actually see like up here. It shows the icon of what they're from. Actually, I forgot we had that a little high. Let's bring that down below the coordinates. Okay, we kill this guy. Bring in this one. Let's actually just put in some villagers for him to fight. To test this. Yes, kill. That actually looks awesome. How he like slams the ground and then it... Oh, he gave up. What if you have one right here? That's cool. Okay. 1 second, let me kill all these guys. Oh yeah, he still has like a tiny bit of health. Why don't we bring his health up to like 60? Doesn't have to be anything crazy. You get over stage fright? Yeah, he just didn't like glass, it turns out. That's why they... Oh my gosh, that's why they could only do it when they were walking over near the other builds, because they were standing on concrete. And why there was only 2 of Evocation Fangs, it was only on the concrete border. It was the concrete all along. Well, at least we know now. The cooldown time on this one's going to be really short. Like, genuinely, like 1 second for the small AoE. And we'll increase the cooldown. I guess, yeah, that one's already 5 seconds. That one's 2 seconds. The other one's 1. So we'll make this one like 7 seconds, maybe. And its cast weight is 1. So it's really likely to cast this every like 7 seconds. You know, we'll bring it down to 6. So if you're close to it, it'll try and do the big AoE. Alright, well, I fix its sounds to make it sound like a golem. We'll eventually add custom sounds, but is it even worth it? You know, we could actually just like add rock sounds for now. Let's just add rock sounds. When you hit it, sounds like you're like breaking cobblestone or something. Because honestly, that's probably about the sounds I'd want anyway. I don't think it really needs like specialty ones that are like custom recorded or edited. It could just have the sounds from the game there elsewhere. So that would be sounds mob. Oops. No, sound definitions. We want to add oh wait, this already has all the stuff we need. This isn't what we actually want. Entity. Amethyst elemental is the new one. Where's the sounds list? I hear sounds mentioned. Yeah, we might just use the original sounds unless you want to try and make custom sounds for this, which feel free if you want to. Death sound should be amethyst break. I mean, if this goes down to make sounds, we could just not fix this right now. I just figured there's probably other stuff. I guess they're really, I mean, I don't have anything else that I need right now from any of the sound designers, so I could just ask that eventually. Or right now, I guess. Hi, Disco. Yeah, well, we could just do custom ones later if this goes down. Why don't we leave that for now? We do need to remove the old golem. So entities, Earth Elemental gets banished to the Shadow Realm. Loot tables, there are none currently. Let's see. Resource pack. Anything that mentions Earth Elemental needs to go. Entity, Earth Elemental, gone. Models, entity, Earth Elemental, gone. Sounds, text, textures. Okay, I think that's everything of Earth Elemental. That should just be banished to the Shadow Realm now. So we should only have the Amethyst Elemental now. Theoretically. Yep, this is gone. So now we only have the boy, who does not have, sounds like a illager still. Shall I fight him? Oh, he not that aggressive. Oh, ow. Okay, he really hurts when he hits, though. I think I need to make his attack cooldown less so we can really just spam this. He needs to be tougher. Because that's like pathetic even for mini boss standards. I don't need him boss level, but I need him to be at least a threat. Entities. So is Amethyst Elemental still shy on glass? Yeah. He'll just never be on glass. That's the beauty of it. Let's see. Amethyst Elemental. Cooldown time on his big attack, we will change to... Oh, wait, it's because the weight's higher. That he's only using that. Wait, why don't we try that? And then that should mean he has a little bit more of a charge up. See if this works. Definitely still has a bit of a cooldown for the line attack. I think it's too much of a cooldown. Like, it's a really easy attack to dodge, which is kind of why I'm willing to just let him spam it like that. Why don't we, like, half of the cooldown? Yeah. We'll cut that cooldown in half. So he can fire off twice as many attacks. He should still be pretty weak. Let's get rid of this old one. Oh, I forgot it's a half heart. Alright, this should be one of the tougher mini-bosses now, at least. Like, maybe with the spiders, or I mean scorpions, they should be about on par. Okay. So here's fighting it with, like, very basic gear. Oh. Oh, you missed me. Yeah, not really that bad. I mean, it does definitely hurt if you get hit with it, though. Okay, yeah, really, let's see. For the custom sounds, I'm assuming you need ones from hit. So it would be hit, death, and summon, like, fangs. So maybe like a crumbling thing for that. Those would be the three. It needs a melee attack. I mean, it has like a slam attack that pretty much is a melee. Because like that's like a melee, but better. Honestly, I think that is a good difficulty. I mean, I'm being overly aggressive. I think that's a good amount. Okay. So that guy's finally working. I don't think that's going to be too much of a challenge, to be honest. But it should be a fun challenge, at least. So why don't we make its fight room real quick, or at least something, or a start on its fight room. Oh, we've got like 45 minutes. The evocation things look like spikes into the alligator mouths. I don't know if I can do that, unfortunately. Like, genuinely, I'm actually not sure how I could make something that works like the evocation thing, because not all the code is accessible. I could look into it, though. I think he needs, like, a decent room. It's like... maybe a little bigger. Is that too big? I mean, we'll bring in the walls a bit. So it's a more rounded room, and I think that'll make it about the right amount of space. 3, 4, 5. Actually, well, you could bring it in by one more. So that's 19 by 19. And then we bring in the stone. Okay. Can't wait for elemental lore. I'll have to make a little bit. I have some ideas on why this creature's here already, but I'll have to finalize them still. Because of course some modifications have been made from my initial concept. And it's just kind of how this goes. Alright. So this will be the basic chamber to fight this guy in. I'll have to ask Hire to write some rock music for this one. Haha, haha. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are they evil? No. I would call the elemental for this game lawful neutral. The chrysalids are definitely a lawful evil kind of creature. The pharaoh's chaotic evil, actually. Or maybe neutral evil. Yeah, but the netherite golem's unaligned. The porcine princes are lawful evil, ranging to lawful neutral. Also, farewell, my name. Trying to think of who else there is. The wildfire is chaotic neutral, I think. Just kind of a creature. I mean, the wildfire is not supposed to be in the Infernal Workshop. He kind of just like broke in. I mean, that's why the ground's all like burned and destroyed. Scorpions are chaotic evil. I'd say scorpions are probably chaotic neutral because they're just animals. At the end of the day, they're just creatures. Is it evil to add crumbling stone to this room? No way, that you could choose a boss with that. You could break a bunch of crumbling stone and then drop it in a pit. Can't let that happen. Alright, so that goes through there. So that'll be the minecart track that connects to all the other rooms. And we'll want to have it kind of broken. If I can just find rails. Yeah, we'll need a thing right there. No, they're evil. I've had dreams about scorpions in the bathroom. Bathrooms for spiders, not scorpions. Exactly. Finally, someone's giving an honest opinion on this. What if I put pillars in? The color scheme of the border, I see him everywhere. Yeah, it's kind of 5 pebbles coated. So maybe we add pillars right here that kind of hold up the chamber. Kind of more natural looking ones. Should give it a little bit more interesting of a shape. And then we can also kind of start closing in the corners a bit like this. Oh, actually, I need to think of a good way to integrate the geode into this. Hmm. Yeah, I need to figure out how to integrate amethyst. I could pivot designs and make it like a big dome room. Like a big dome geode over the top of it. It's like half a geode, I guess. And then the rest of it feels like it's like collapsed in. Or even like the ground is like partially geode. You heard, yeah, he's adding the dome. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means still. It's just gonna appear. All the other bosses seem to come from somewhere except another golem. So that intro isn't finished. I do plan on putting intros for a lot of these bosses, but right now it is just gonna appear. I'll try and add intros to most of them eventually. Fine, we'll make this the dome room. I don't know what the dome is, but this is gonna be a dome. Alright, so I want to go a little bit in so I can make broken bit. How far do I want to go with that? The best shape. Why don't I go with like that? There we go. A little bit of this. Fill all of this lovely amethyst in. All right. And then we can just do the same thing over top. Yeah, actually, let's make it taller. Domes are luckily really easy to build in Minecraft, honestly. At least I think so. Maybe not for everyone, but like once you understand like the proportions, it's pretty easy. Gonna do this. Oh, this is just gonna be a full-on just open room then. Oh boy. That's gonna be rough. Can you ask her to integrate amethyst sounds to the area / battle music? Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a very twinkly area, hopefully. You go up through here. Go around here. We'll wrap this up a bit. What I was doing is a game devs tweet I saw recently. Without context, if you want context, you can check the Discord. Okay, one moment. Huh. Strange. I still understand, but dome. Yeah, why is he adding the dome? I don't know. That's the question. It's gonna be such a weird fight room. The dome lacks any kind of lighting? Oh, it'll have some soon. I don't know why I said that like I had something cool planned. No, like I'm just gonna light it up. Line the walls with lava. That would certainly be an aggressive choice. I don't know if that's quite the vibe for this room. I mean, it partially caved in, so there's obstacles to move around. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, it's already broken a bit. What am I missing? Okay, these move in, and then that goes there. The dome. The battle dome. You know what's funny? The AoE is genuinely going to be like half of this room. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with creating horrible things. Horrible in a good way. You better be ready to jump that AoE, that's all I'm saying. You better be ready to hop over it, because I'm pretty sure you can. I haven't tested that, but I'm pretty sure you can. And with jump boost, you can, for sure. Stained glass floor, 7 layers alternating between magenta and purple. I was actually considering something similar, but I need to be able to hide redstone, unfortunately. There needs to be hidden spots. So here's what I'm thinking. You know, what if I made it take no knockback and then made it so there's pits of death? Is that evil? Is that morally wrong? Because that feels like it might count as cruel and unusual. It would be really funny. So it can't be knocked back, but if you're careless, you can. I'm adding that. That's so fun. So I believe brick has knockback resistance. Attack, Legend Box, health. Minecraft knockback resistance, that's what I need. Goes right after the jump ability. That just tells them they can jump. Knockback resistance, genuinely, is a mini boss. Save the execution games for nightmare difficulty. It won't be that bad. What if I give him like 95% knockback? You know, just 90% knockback resistance. Like he's possible to knock into something with knockback. Just it's unlikely. Okay, how bad is this? Knockback wise. She might make it easier because he can't escape you as easily. Yeah, he's not moving much. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. We break out the spruce plank. Negative knock. Wait, what happens if I do negative knockback? Like, what if the knockback resistance is 2? One sec, we gotta find out. If I hit it, does it go towards me? No, it's just completely immune. Okay, it maxes out. That would have been really funny, though. You know, we'll make it 80. Shall not pass elements. Yeah, you're not getting past this thing unless you geek. Here's the thing, though. It's gonna be way easier just to crit out, though. Because, like, look how easy it is when it just stays in place. So, like, this actually might make it easier. But that's okay. I think it'll be cool if there's, like, while you're trying to dodge, there's, like, pits you might fall in. That are just full of lava. So we have that passageway. We go along here. Like, it's not big pits. Like, it's kind of fine. Give it levitation if it falls off. I mean, it's just gonna be lava, like, underneath. Like, it's just gonna burn. Actually, you know what? I have a way cooler design for this. Instead of just making it lava pits, they're just gonna be kind of annoying. I'm gonna just make its knockback resistance like 50 or something. So it's not as crazy. If I made like there's like calcite or I guess something more tough and other materials like crawling up the walls. And you're gonna keep the 3 wide bridge? No. Also, this is gonna get removed now. I have a better idea. We're bringing this part back. We're gonna have this like creeping up the walls. As if this amethyst is like embedded in the stone. Let's see, let me put cobblestone to top it all off. Then we can replace some of the actual amethyst blocks in a sec with like ore and stone. Yeah, this feels kind of cool. Feels very boss battle-y. Just has the right atmosphere for a boss room. And this is quartz, right? Do the piglins just want more quartz? I actually have... Okay. To be fair, I actually kind of forgot that was what amethyst was. It was just purple quartz, but no, there's a reason they're here. There are reasons. And those reasons will probably be the most elaborated on in Artisan's run and his lines. Which is the one I'm voicing, which will probably be one of the ones that is added first, because I am crazy enough, I do work on a very similar schedule to myself. So my schedule often lines up with me. Hey, welcome to the chat in game. Yeah, feel free to ask me a question if you want. So I'm thinking, is that exactly what I made on the other side? No, okay. Okay, just want to make sure I'm not like mirroring. I want to make this like look like it's like grown up around it naturally. Also, somehow this amethyst is embedded. I don't really have a good reason for it to be embedded. But it just is a very cool vibe. Sometimes it can just look cool. Maybe something that... Actually, I have a reason. Whenever the earth elemental hits the ground, it like pushes up all the stone. It's pushed up stone around the edges of the room. Are you gonna put it on the marketplace? I have to apply and get accepted for the marketplace, but if I can, I hope so. That would be the goal. If not, then it'll be available just to download, but that will restrict it to PC and mobile. But I'm hoping to put it on the marketplace. That would be the goal. It just relies on Mojang, I guess, liking it. So I guess I'll see. I can just make the amethyst look like it glows with light blocks and stuff. Actually, I can get around this. Let's kind of texture the edges a little bit. Stream and crash for me. Let me refresh it. I can answer it again if you need. Let me know if it's working, and I can try and answer that. See, thing is, stuff that gets put into the marketplace is pretty questionable in quality at times. Yeah, I think they'll want this, but I guess we'll see. A sea lanterns encased in stained glass. I would, but I want to keep consistent because I've used light blocks other places. So it'll just help with consistency. Is Disco your friend or a fan? You know, I can be both. But yeah, the Disco I've known actually for quite a long time. Yeah, we're going a little later than we usually do in the day, so chat's definitely quieted down for the night quite a bit. Usually wrap up about 9 minutes ago. Oh, also I just did realize I guess you can only see Twitch chat. Twitch chat's usually not, there's not usually much going on, to be honest, but both show up on stream in the corner. Use copper lantern. I'll probably use copper lanterns elsewhere. Though I haven't used them anywhere else in this particular region because we're working on this region right now. These are some of the last rooms I'm building, which are like the mini boss rooms, which actually, since you just joined, we can show what the mini boss looks like. This guy, who still is villager, don't worry about his evoker sounds. I think I can show off his moveset a little bit. We have time. What a silly guy. Okay, now do the line attack. Just forget about it. He might have for a second. Wow, he actually just did all three of the he actually just did all three of the attacks very politely. Want to show off, I guess. Yeah, that's the mini boss. He's decently tough, not too bad. Let's get out these materials, and I'm gonna need a little bit of glass because this is how we built all the other big geodes. Never seen the circular fang attack. That's cool. Evokers have it, they just don't use it very much, and I made the bigger one. Okay, we're getting night vision. There we go. Okay, so how we built the other ones is just kind of a various patches of this kind of, I guess, splotchy texturing with the glass all over. And fill in a little bit right here. There we go. Yeah, Minecraft Dungeons, the Evoker has that circular attack. It's been so long. I gotta play Minecraft Dungeons again at some point, to be honest. There's some people I used to play it with, but like, I don't know, I actually kind of enjoyed that one solo. Mainly because I have a hard time playing games sometimes when I'm more experienced than other people in it on certain like team games. Because it ends up just getting frustrating. Which isn't necessarily other people's fault. It's more just it's hard. I haven't played Dungeons in like 3 years, probably. It was fun, though. I don't have it on this computer, though. I probably should buy it. Maybe next time it goes on sale, I will. It'll be a fun stream. Because, I mean, they added, like, a actual roguelike mode to that, pretty much. Which is the tower. Which I guess, technically... Yeah, I guess it is a roguelike, technically. Like how it stomps as the circular attack looks like a shockwave. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's why I went for the evoker and the circular attack. I want it to look like a shockwave. He's kind of sprouting out of every wall. Just give it that really just like rough crystalline texture. Let's get in some of these ones. We'll put these ones around the big ones, and then we'll fill in some of the gaps with the smallest types. These are going to look a lot cooler in the dark than what they do right now. Can you put puzzles in the game? That might be an update eventually. I've been thinking about it. The ways to go about it are a little difficult. And having enough answers to have a good variety so you don't just memorize all of them easily is kind of an issue. Because I need to pre-design probably like 100 total puzzles. Which might slow down the game, but I have been planning on adding something similar if possible in the future. It's definitely like a stretch goal type thing, though. You're kind. Well, I mean, I love taking suggestions, and puzzle has definitely been a suggestion I've seen quite a bit. So I know it's something a lot of people want. I would love to add it if I can figure out how to do it right. Hey, hi, Arca. How's it going? Wow, that is some crystally walls. I don't like how this looks in night vision, but I'm just gonna trust in the vision because this is how we built the other geodes, and once they were dark, they looked right. Just gotta trust in the vision. A little bit of this here and there. All right. Let's clear my effects. There we go. That looks a lot better. Yeah, that looks so much nicer. So next up, I need to add just a little bit of slab work in the corners. So we could probably just do tough slabs on some of these tough locations. Okay, this is the center. You could splash potion milk. I am not a good coder, unfortunately. To be honest, a lot of streams and videos I feel like might make it look like I am, but I am very much not a good coder. I don't know enough to make that happen, sadly. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for just like a little bit of the floor. And then we'll just take some like small amethyst buds for the most part. put them on here. I don't want these obstructing movement too much. They might obstruct his attacks, is my one worry. So why don't we quickly just... This may be cruel and unusual, but we have to test this. Is it skipping over where the rails is? He is protected by the rails. And these. Okay. That means the slabs are actually going to protect people too, so we have to remove the slabs. Anything non-solid you can stand on needs to go. Alright, I'll just let him finish the job over here, I guess, and murder all these villagers for fun. He can just do that. Could have slab and put water stairs making it look cool. I would. It's non-solid though. We have to remove everything non-solid. Oh, a baby villager got out. Let me just deal with that personally. I forgot, he actually won't kill baby villagers because of the way he uses. I wish I could have a weak... That would be very cool if Minecraft creatures had a way to add weak points to them. So then you could have them like get hit in the back like the Elden Ring golem. If he crawled out of the ground like a warden, that might be possible later on. I'd have to see. I guess I'll just let him keep doing that while I finish up the room. Oh, this room needs to be a little bit bigger. I need the bounds to be 1 block further. No, yeah, actually, yes. 1 block. Just 1 block. I just realized that I need 2 blocks to make the geode. Because we need a little bit of calcite. A little bit of calcite. I remember where that is in the inventory. And a little bit of smooth basalt, because that's what geodes look like in this game. I want to make sure it's consistent with that. And we can get the pink, because that's how we mark entranceways. Very underrated streamer slash YouTuber TBH. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you think that. Yeah, they're here. That's where we want to go. A little bit of this around. Has he finished his work in here? Yep, he got all of them. He's not very good at multiple targets. We have a small patch of crumbling stone, like 1 block deep holes. That's an evil, evil thing to do, but maybe we could look at adding that. Just minor inconvenience holes. How much health does he have? 60. So 3 times what the player has. This guy I don't think is going to get many kills, but he's probably going to score a few hits on inexperienced players. And that's going to whittle down their health because it does not regenerate as they go through the dungeon. So it should make a decent impact on them anyway. Luckily, I mean, he's really easy to crit though. Like, he has... Like, you just run up to... Okay, maybe netherite sword's not a good example. Like, even like a copper sword, you just like bounce around him a little bit. And like, he has some AoEs, but... Single hit? I think we tested with an evocation fang, he can do like 3 hearts through copper gear. Copper gear is not crazy. But it does like a decent amount for not being able to heal. Definitely one of the higher single hits of damage that we have in the game right now. Alright, I need my icon for mini boss. We need a stone button. We need this right here. We'll actually make him spawn like maybe like here. Let's see. What time is it to you? Right now it's like 11:30, which is probably about when we want to wrap up. It's usually when I usually wrap up between like 11 and 11:30. We're just pushing it until I finish this a little bit. Gotta get a good amount of rest. Even though last stream I was up for like 4 more hours, but don't worry about that. And this shark coming out of its eye. There kind of is, sort of. There's these ones. I don't know if it would look right if I tried to, because then I'd have to give it a little bit of depth and that. I need to stop just spawning things that I have to kill. I'm excited for this. Oh, you. Get out of here. Nothing like murdering children late at night. I mean, what in the world was I talking about? And unlockable paths for being boss on nightmare difficulty. Maybe. There has been actually, I have considered on how to do pets. I don't know how they'd go with you right now. Other than how the summons work already. But I have thought about making it so you can get like a dog that just hangs around in the lobby. Testing sort this 99 damage, 999,000. Or why even add 1,000? 999 damage for testing and building. That's fair. I could add something like that, though I can just give myself strength. Prison, you killed an innocent baby. He wasn't innocent, he was free. Babies have to perish. It's just the rules. If I can move one of the elemental's eyes up by pixel adds an asymmetrical element that looks more naturally formed. Yeah, we could look at that. That's really quick to change. Okay, so all I'd have to do is go in here. I just get the color picker. Oh, no, it would be up one. So let's go back to 1. So I need this. Do we like that? Okay, I'm gonna have to fix the background a little bit on it, but do we prefer that? I don't know if I want this one to be too scary. Because we can look at doing like something like that. But honestly, I kind of like him silly. He's a silly goober. Just a little guy. He's a little guy. It's his birthday. There we go. Yeah, do we like this more than the original? Do we like it up one? I think I like it up one. I like the Durfee version. All right. Let's make that one the official version then. So all I have to do is just then we just merge that onto that. Or the most violent way I could have done that. Okay. There we go. Make an arm shorter. That's interesting. I don't know if that one would look quite as right. Which arm? Probably this one. Because they already have the asymmetry on the... Why don't we try and squish this one? don't know how much shorter. Maybe that much. You know, I'm not completely against that. Wait, does the animation still work? Okay, if the animation still works, then I'll let chat pick it. Which one? Just like 13 seconds is pretty good, honestly. That's not bad delay. I've seen some horrible ones, like an hour, like no, sorry, not an hour, like a full minute or more. So honestly, that's pretty good for being a European, because I'm all the way over in America. Ignore amethyst. I think we've got as much amethyst so I can really fill in this guy and make it still look cool. Digital works for scary killing machine. This is more goober that maybe pulverize you, maybe. Yeah, I think does the arming sure add to it? I'm thinking yes. Let me just double check he can still do his silly animation. Yeah, this arm doesn't quite reach the ground. So I think we have to modify the animation a bit if we do this one. Chat, what do you think? Shorter arm? Because I actually kind of like shorter arm. Is there anyone that's helping you, or did you do all this by hand? It is just me, feedback from chat. There's some game testers. There will be voice actors soon that have just started being cast. And someone is doing the music, but pretty much everything I'm doing except and Disco's doing sound design. Sorry, that's awkward because I missed the one person who's here. Um, but yeah, pretty much voice acting, sound design, music are the three things I'm not doing. Everything else I'm doing. So just sound stuff. Like the long arms feel stronger. See, that would be you rather Minecraft Bedrock or Java? Honestly, I prefer Bedrock. People think I'm weird for that, but I genuinely like it quite a bit. I have both. I play a little bit on Java and just, I don't know, don't click with it as much. I'm spending too long thinking about this. I think I'll just fix the animation to make the arm shorter, because that is very silly. It definitely lives up to the like goober looking thing. That's just like not quite formed quite right. Wait, unless actually, oh wait, the cracks, I don't know if they line up. Oh, and the whole rock is missing right there. Maybe not. Yeah, actually, we'll just do the eye. We'll leave it at that. If you had Dream Name Mechanic, that lets you fight a harder version of the boss and get stronger too. I don't know about that. That would be a lot. That's a lot more work. I don't know if I can do that quite much. That's a Gooberite combined with the fact that it stares an empty void is adorable and unsettling at the same time. Yeah. There's no thought in there. You know, thinky. There no brain in there. I'm trying to do game mode. That's not what I'm trying to do. right down here. 1, 2, 3. I think it's on the first, yeah, first amethyst. And then set block. See where that puts that, how high we need to go. 1 down will do. Its brain is bouncing around in there. You see a brain in there? You have better eyes than I do. I believe the septum's like a thing right here, like with the line between your nostrils, if I remember right. Unless I'm just wrong. I might be a little tired, so that might not be right. Alright. We can add the actual wiring for that later. But that'll be the button that summons him, and it'll lock the doors until he's dead. Wow, we really did not get as much done as I wanted today because of how long we messed up with stuff. Let's leave my message. Which one? if I do trust the mods. There might have been a reason, or it was auto mod, one of the two. I do trust the mod's judgment, or it was me. Whenever I see the little things pop up, I also try and click them. So if you're gonna blame anyone, feel free to blame me if there's something that's missing. It can't see, but it can definitely smell. Yeah, totally. See, let's just put like a lantern down over here. There we go. All right. The holes in the front of its face are actually nostrils. Yeah, it's like a pig creature. That's what it's been the whole time. Well, I think that is about it for the stream, to be honest. I think we've gotten maybe not as much as I hoped, but we got something very good done. I'm very happy with the quality of what we've made today. I think it looks very good. Why did I sound sarcastic? No, genuinely, I think that actually ended up really well. So thank you, everyone, for watching today. If you enjoyed, subscribe, follow, like, all that stuff. All right. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future stream. Or whenever the next video comes out, we'll probably stream first. Bye, everyone.